Adventurers, GRIPNR is giving you the D and delivering a brand new campaign. Welcome to the Glimmering, the world's first 5e tabletop role-playing game on the blockchain. Beginning March 30th, mint your NFT hero from our Genesis collection of playable characters. And start kicking ass at play.gripnr.com. Search the hall for a table with your favorite game master. Connect with fellow adventurers. Play the game and etch your place in history when your progress is recorded on-chain. Whether you're a noob or a seasoned pro, there's a quest waiting for you. So what the f*** are you waiting for? Kick down the door and take what's yours. At play.gripnr.com.
Welcome everybody to session 2 of the Glimmering Twitch stream. We're going to be playing through part 2 of A Dark and Stormy Night. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll pass it over to Stephen so our miscreants can resume their adventure.
Hey everybody, welcome. Little summary of what happened last session. Our group of miscreants, sometimes known as intrepid adventurers, took a task from the Order of the Moon to deliver a group of letters and parcels by horseback from the town of Borgahild that sits at the opening of the Glimmering Gap to Riverwine, which goes deep into the World Teeth Mountains, into places where folks are looking for and mining the mysterious Jumpstone, a chemical reagent found within the region. Most of their trip went swimmingly. Nice days, very casual travel, until the third night when the storm started coming in, and while looking for shelter, they saw some fires or at least smoke in the distance. Rounding the corner, hoping to find a mining camp or some other kind of camp. They did not. What they found was a shelf of rock that could serve as shelter. But under that rock was a burning wagon with carnage all around and 2 axe beaks that were basically gnawing on the corpses of the horses. As our heroes went to go investigate, Rixa shot one of the axe beaks, which led them to charge in and attack, which the group of heroes actually made pretty short work of. And so now things are quiet. They've had an opportunity to at least do a preliminary reconnoitering of the area, found some clues, found out that the axe beaks weren't the cause. Of course, you know, axe beaks being big, powerful birds, but not quite intelligent, can't use alchemist fire. And it seems that alchemist fire is the cause of the burning of the wagon. They found so far 1 dead body along the alley, and then they heard some rustling, some movement from the cliff that leads down into the rushing river below, and they were just looking over the cliff, and that's where we ended last session. So with that, we'll do some quick introductions to our heroes in case you're new to the stream, and then we'll start play. So let's start with Justin this time.
Hello, my name is Justin. I also go by Angry Blue. I'm the one of the artists for the Glimmering, and my character name is To Be Determined. And you guys hear that upstairs? Sorry, I hope that's not picking up on the mic. Great. I am it's driving me crazy, so I can't focus. A warlock troublemaker.
All right.
That's all I got. I'm distracted in a second. Sorry.
And let's see. Next, we'll move on to our guest playing our war fighter, Rob.
Hi, I'm Ron. I'm playing Shara of Many Faces, the dwarven fighter, who has found himself in this group, not knowing how he got so good with his axe.
Too good with his axe. He killed
Too good, yeah.
the axe beats.
Did y'all see that? I don't know how that happened.
You got
All
skills
right.
to pay the bills.
But it's
And then
all
we'll
right.
move on to Hayden.
Cool. I'm Hayden. I am playing Tithys of Coronon, a halfling cleric who judges people very harshly all the time in all situations.
And then we've saved the best for last. So go ahead, Brittany.
Brixa, Gnome Ranger. She's spicy.
So we've got weird, good with the axe, spicy, and judgmental. Got it.
All you really need in the party. That fills out all the roles as far as I've.
Alrighty.
Tiefling is the word I couldn't think of while vacuum was going on upstairs. Like basically, it was like 1 foot from my head.
It's the vibration hit your brain waves in a certain way, and it
Yeah, it was
that word right
resonating
out of
in
your
the horns.
Alrighty, so the rain is coming down. You've got the shelf to help protect you, but there's a burning wagon in between. And I believe it was Brixa and Shara who were looking, peering over the ledge to see what the noise beyond was. Am I correct in that?
Yeah,
I
just a
believe so.
small, little peek, like little. Oops.
All
What
right.
you got going on?
So you take a small little peek, and what you see shocks you with sharp fangs and a huge no. It's actually what you see looking up at you with pretty big brown eyes is a young human girl, maybe 15 summers. She's grasping to bits of rock. And looks like she is trying to keep her footing on the ledge.
Oh dear, how did you find yourself down there? We need to help her.
And and she juts up a hand, reaches out to you.
I'll reach out to see if I can reach her. Is she within reach?
She is within reach. I mean, just barely for your
My dwarf arms.
right. I don't want to say stubby because that
Right.
sounds
I
derogatory.
avoided it
but
too. Yeah.
Yeah. You're strong dwarven, but
There
rather
we go.
short limbs. Yeah.
Reach challenged.
Mm-hmm.
If you're
Which
helping
sounds way
her,
better than stubby, right?
Yeah, that's great.
Absolutely. I'm not offended. 0%.
but if you're helping her, just in case, I'll give you guidance as you pull her up.
Awesome.
Just make sure you don't drop
Well
her.
done.
All right, so you cast guidance. Shara reaches down. The girl grabs your arm, and with your already considerable strength that we found, you're able to pull her up very neatly, which she starts brushing herself off. And she's breathing a little heavy, and she looks around the place first at both you and Brixa, and she says, "You two, you're Knights of the Moon."
We sure are. Right?
Duh.
Technically.
And almost without missing a beat, with a seriousness that kind of takes you off guard, she says, good. Bandits attacked our wagon and have killed my parents. They have taken the family treasure. Says, we were going to set up our lives in Riverwine. I implore you. You have an oath. I know this. You must fulfill it. Find these bandits and get back my family's treasure. I call on you to find these bastards. Like the seriousness, and she's not angry. She's obviously shaken, but
Brick says, like, oh, treasure. I would hate for you to lose your treasure, your family treasure. We are implored to do this. We must find these bandits.
No, it would be very knightly of us to do.
But is she innocent?
So at first she responds to Brixa, and she's like, "Your tone worries me. Be warned, the lockbox is mage locked." And then she turns to the new voice, which is Tubi, and looks at him, and her expression changes. And she points at Tubi and says, "You You led the bandits.
I do
You
not know
led
if you're
these murderous scum. And it looks at the other ones and says, Knights, arrest this tiefling.
But
He,
Miss
he's,
Madam. I have
he's
been
with
with
us.
Yes, I've been with my fellow
Like we just came from
or
down
yonder.
there. We have
No, I
Persons.
remember
Up
the
the- up
shape
the
of the
trail.
horns. I remember the eyes. It is that tiefling. That
You-
tiefling led the
you
bandits.
sneak away and come back?
Do
Is
you
that possible? Do you have that
do you have
magic?
anything against tieflings?
No,
Are you
not at all.
anti-tiefling?
Seems obvious, but I mean,
No, I'm telling you, I saw that tiefling lead the bandits into battle.
specifically this one.
Exactly. The same bluish skin, the same twirling horns, the same eyes. I will never forget those eyes.
Got to say that is pretty suspicious.
I like that you're immediately judgmental of me.
Right.
I
I was going to ask for some judgment, but
How
pointed in
else
the
is
other
that
direction.
possible?
Yeah.
I will never forget that face.
You explain to me how that's possible.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding that we have here, but I did not do this to you and your people, and I would love to
We've been
aid.
traveling. We've been traveling with Tubi for days now. We came from
What?
the Tower of Power. There's just no way that it could be him. And if
I've never
you
heard of it.
insist that it's him, then we can just make our way on. You don't seem so innocent.
She says, I've never heard of a tiefling having a twin. They're all just up here in the. She goes, what? She goes, I swear it's that tiefling looked
Well,
exactly like him.
Tubi was orphaned. It is possible he has a twin, but he wouldn't know.
I mean, if he did steal it, then he would have shared it with us. So like, there's no. That part's kind of right. You would have shared if you had taken them.
I have all of my belongings on me.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying if you did, you would have shared with the party. So it's not like you would have. It's not like you'd have it on your person. We'd all have some of it.
Yeah, so cough it up, guys.
Right.
Brixa, go ahead and make a persuasion check. I mean,
I prestidigitate some treasure.
I
that was
guide her.
clearly her family's.
I got a 14.
Can I?
you got a 14.
Is it
you
too late
wanna-
to guide her?
No, it's not too late. You want
As you're like trying to explain this, I'll just give you a little pat on the back and give you some guidance. So add a D4
a
to
little
that.
whisper in the ear.
Oh, at a D4?
Yes, ma'am. Ooh,
Oh,
there
nice.
you go.
It's an 18.
So yeah,
Highly
whatever
persuaded.
he said in your ear helped strengthen your argument. It's all like maybe show a little bit of tear, and so she's
I'd say
like,
-2 charisma.
well, he is dressed differently, but you can change it. I'm very confused. I swear to all of you, the man who led the bandits looked exactly like that tiefling, who dressed differently.
That will make him awfully easier to identify
Yeah,
you
as we help you.
So okay, all right. She says, I can tell you this: the bandits came from up the track, and they retreated back up the track, and I think they scrambled up a trail up the mountain. They were very fast. They had it was a mix of goblins and humans, of course, led by the tiefling. There were also I don't know, this screeching, I think, and lobbing of alchemist fire, but I didn't see the creature that did that. There was something else with them. Horrible sounding screeching creatures.
All right, my party needs to discuss this for a moment to figure out the best way to carry forward. I take Brixa and everyone else aside.
She paces around impatiently, like,
Real
you know,
quick,
she's-
is there any way for me to check that this lady actually bears any resemblance to what's left of her parents?
So you found one body so far, the one that's under the cavern. taking a look at that person. They're dressed similarly. They've got some resemblance to them.
They seem very earnest, but are they believable in this in their statements?
Could be a
Do you want to
trap.
make an insight check?
Please.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Guidance.
That's wisdom based, right?
Yes.
All right.
Add a D4.
Oh, that's well. Can you have 2 guidance up at once?
She already used hers.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she already used her. So.
All right. So
My
11.
guidance just
Yeah, I mean,
over, just be like, it's in the eyes. You look right in the eyes.
she seems pretty. One, she's very adamant. Two, even though you can tell that she's very uncomfortable with it, she did change her stance on Tubi, at least a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
she watches him closely. It's obvious that she's still shaken. I mean, yeah, you get the impression. I mean, you know what they say about dwarves. Often, they're not the best judges of character. At least at first blush, it takes time for them to really get the stones of a person. But
She just seems to be telling the truth to me. I
Are
guess
we in
did
our
make
are
that
we in our
promise.
side?
Yeah, we're in
Mhm.
our side.
Okay.
I trust your stones, Shara. I do. I trust your stones.
Well, thank you. I'm not sure I do, but she seems believable, and we did make the promise, and there is treasure involved.
She
I guess we helped the lass, huh?
Yes, she
Also,
seems to be
Tubi,
relatable to
since
that.
we can't lie, are you an orphan?
That's news to me.
well, in some
Why?
ways,
You gotta take it off now. You gotta take the tabard off. You can't wear it anymore. You broke the oath.
I did not. Her, yes.
No. I'm saying she broke the oath, so you gotta take it off. She lied.
so
Or-
Brixa obviously doesn't know this, but everybody else can make a knowledge history check.
Oh, sweet.
I mean, Tubi knows this. Most folks know this, but obviously Brix has been out in the wild.
I am a wildling, so
You are a wildling.
So are you guys gonna roll? History?
Oh.
Okay.
30-20.
Oh yeah. So you know that the tieflings in this world aren't actually born. There's a thing a few hundred years ago called the Brimstone Arrival. Tieflings just kind of pop into the world, fully adult. No knowledge of where they're from, except for some. They have their own language. They remember that. They know their names. All of them have at least the semblance of pact magic attached to them, but nobody really knows where tieflings come from. And when a tiefling dies, its body disappears and another tiefling pops up somewhere within the vicinity, like within a mile or so, like right after.
so someone shares this knowledge with me, right?
Technically, you're not incorrect. I suppose we don't know if they do have parents, but they don't know.
Brixa puts her hand on her hip and goes, "I cannot tell a lie."
I'm sort of impressed, honestly, but yeah, technically, yes. He's kind of an orphan in a.
A
sort
lot of
sense.
people call me impressive. You'll get used to it.
But, I mean, they could have parents somewhere else, maybe where they came from, but
Is this really the focus at the moment?
no, I suppose not. I
Oh.
should,
Oh
I
yeah,
got.
oh yeah.
This deeply
Oh.
personal tiefling information.
I just wanted to make sure she knew. Yeah.
So
Okay, so
We'll
if
have it
if she is indeed innocent and we are taking on this quest, which seems to be the direction to go, more than likely the best cause of action is to send her back to town with our horses or one of our horses, as opposed to take on another body.
What's the
With
distance
us.
from where we are to the town?
3
You
days.
got
Days,
yeah,
right.
another 3 days. So
Oh, yeah.
you guys were
Maybe
about.
we don't
This is
want
at the halfway.
with the horses. Maybe she can hide here.
Yeah. Let's just leave her with her dead family. That sounds like a great,
I'm just.
cool, relaxing thing.
We can't let her take our horses back to.
Hey, these horses that you had, they're all fucked up now. Just hang out here. Don't be-
Hide behind a wagon or something. I'm not.
No, we'll put some grass over her, Mom. It'll be fine.
We can bury them first if you're not.
I mean, to be fair, you haven't found the mom yet. You've only found the dad.
Oh, I mean, maybe we don't want to look for her dead family, or maybe the mom's not dead. Maybe she's kidnapped. Just saying, can't let her take the horses, so maybe we could hide her behind a rock or something. I'm not very good with this interaction thing. I don't know how to talk to people. I just want to judge them.
Right. Well, that's going to probably hit a point for you. So.
Hey, Chara. I don't weigh
Yes.
that much. You want to share a horse?
That's what I was thinking.
All right.
That we may be able to double up.
Yeah, it's gonna.
Best
If
friend
it's
sharing a pony.
if it's 3 more days for us to travel, it's not like has rations and food and a setup. She's a child, so sending her into a place, via the order.
I put my hand in the middle of our conversation. I go, "Team, give a horse!"
Team, give a horse.
And I go over to my sweet Pixie and give Pixie little face scritches and love-ins.
I'll give up my horse since we're riding
giving up
together
your
now.
horse?
Oh, so I get to keep Pixie.
Yes.
Oh,
I can tell how close you are to her. I'd hate to break the two of you up.
Well, after like 3 days, you're really just inseparable. Just
Yes, I can tell.
all right. So I'm hanging out with Pixie, rearranging everything so that we can be a 2-person horse riding, and then someone else can take over communicating with this young girl.
Yeah, which it occurs to you, you don't even know her name yet. So much has gone on very quickly. But she comes over and she's like, what are you doing?
So sorry, we were talking about my ancestry's history for a little while, which seemed incredibly important, and then we realized we did not know your name.
yeah.
She goes, my name is Rose Estrie.
S3?
Estrie.
Is that your last
Aldi,
name?
I'm sorry, Aldi. I was
Full
thinking
name.
another NPC that I was just writing. Rose Aldi.
That's nice, I suppose.
Jeez, you are very good at talking to
Look,
people.
Rose person. We think that the best course of action here is we're gonna give you a horse and maybe some rations or something, and you can just ride straight to the next town, and we'll get back to you with your treasure when we get back over there. But it's
She says that's unacceptable. I will wait here. You chase the bandits.
See, I told you that she could just wait here, and you all said no. You all said no, and I was right.
Is
I
there
Rixa, stop making your adjustments. It looks like I'm keeping my horse.
All right.
is there anything that you
she's like-
need that we can gift you to? I don't know how long it'll take us to find your belongings and return.
So she quickly eyes Chara's crossbow and says, "Okay, let me have the crossbow. I'll watch the horses, but if they scramble up the mountains, you're probably not going to be able to chase them with horses."
How about a dagger?
She takes out one and she says, "I've already got one of those."
Oh shit.
No offense, but you're kind of not good with the crossbow. The
I
scientific-
beg to
says
differ.
Yeah, Rose at first thinks you're talking about her and says,
Oh, not you.
"Me,
oh,
Dad told me how to use it."
Sure he did. Yeah, totally.
All right, well, if I was ready to give you a horse, I guess I should be ready to give you a crossbow.
We'll get it back.
you
when
go.
we come back. And if you're hungry, there's like 2 giant birds and a large fire, so you could just. You're good.
It shoots a little bit to the upper right, so adjust for it.
She takes it, looks at the site, and says, looks at the construction. She goes, "The construction seems fine. I think it might be your aim, dwarf."
I did get hit on that side a lot in the pits, so it's possible. This one, she's smart.
You know, I'm no expert in like interactions, but I think they call that a burn.
It didn't. I had no physical pain. I feel cool.
I'm like, Rose, what do you think about TT? You have anything you want to tell TT? Does TT need to Does she need to do anything different?
Oh, she's referring to me.
And she goes, oh, the halfling? Halfling
Yeah.
seems fine to me.
Yeah,
Halfling so far has been the most reasonable of the lot.
perfectly
God.
agreeable person
Ugh.
in all situations.
I
Love
go,
and
I
Rose.
stomp over to
And
Pixie, and I hop on Pixie. And I just turn where my butt and the horse's butt is, like, towards the group.
Don't be mad just because I'm so agreeable and personal and all those things.
and
right?
she says, and I like that you have a priest of judgment with you. That way I know justice will be done.
We give her a grim smile. Oh, we're gonna catch the fuckers. And I'll
She
judge
says,
them.
I have faith in you.
Wait till he judges. We don't need to give you all your money back because he needs food the next time.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But the people will be judged. You can be sure of that.
Did Rose tell us that horses would not work going forward? Is that, or did I misunderstand?
She did. She wants our bows and our horses.
Well, now it sounds like we're being
Yeah.
robbed.
Yeah, Rose is she's gonna, her suggestion is that she's gonna watch over the horses as you guys scamper up the mountain to go search for the bandits.
I feel a little fleeced here, but
Seem a little weird.
Debuff cleric or something.
Here's the thing though. If she for some reason steals your crossbow and our horses, then I'll have to judge her. And I'm sure she does not want that. So she has every inclination, to not steal our stuff.
Right. I reckon we were leaving it with her. I just, wanted to point out some of the holes in the story. All right, let's get this treasure.
I'm 80% sure she's actually their daughter. So probably good.
Yeah, 80% is a good percent, right?
pretty
Fair.
decent percent.
I mean, it's better than
I hand over the reins. I jump off of Pixie. I hand over the reins, and I go, if Pixie has a single scratch, I'll kill you myself.
However, Pixie does love scritches.
She says, I'll take good care of the horses. You will find me here when you get back. She says, just murder the bastards and get back the family lockbox, please.
All right, so we have a new boss. Let's go ahead and go.
I guess we start going up the mountain.
Okay, so up beyond the shelf where the wagon burns and Rose is watching the horses, you do find basically it's a path, but right now because of the rain, it's like a stream coming down the mountain, and very quickly you find the remnants of at least some tracks there. If anybody'd like to take a closer look and a survival check, you might be able to find out more about these tracks.
It's not a primary skill of mine, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it seems like a rangerish
14.
thing to do. 14. All right. So so the first thing is it is a mix of tracks. There are definitely booted tracks of about human size. Could be humans, could be orcs, could be even dwarves, but Rose has already described them as humans. And then there are other kind of moccasin tracks of goblins. Definitely, you've seen goblin tracks before, especially in this region. You have no doubt there's goblins. There's probably about, there's 3 of the humanoid tracks, of the human-sized tracks, and there's 2 of the goblin tracks. There's also some other kind of strange tracks. It looks like maybe, you haven't seen these before. They might be like, I don't know, some kind of bear or small bear or small ape, or maybe even something like a raccoon.
All right, so I tell the group and I'm like, 3 humans, 3 goblins, and
2 humans,
possibly
2 goblins. Yeah.
I said 3 is what I'm
Oh.
telling the group.
Oh, 3 humanoids, 2 goblins. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Go ahead.
And I go, it could be a bear or a panda or maybe a raccoon
Maybe a
or
panda bear.
another
A
creature.
panda is a bear. I just
Are you I'm being specific. Are you judging my specificity?
well, yes, bears are very specific.
That's on brand, right?
Saying bear is exactly as specific as we. I know about bears. I read
But
about.
I'll just keep my findings to myself.
Well, no, just continue. I'm just saying that just doesn't make any sense.
Is your middle name Will actually?
Well, that was they did used to call me that back in school, but
Okay.
I've since dropped the moniker. You know, I didn't really fit. I thought with. What did I do something wrong? Did I say the wrong thing?
Well, actually, we're about to go up here because now we know there's things up here. And she wasn't lying.
So
And it's not a
couple-
lion, it's a bear.
What kind of bear?
Who knows these things? A
I
black
go forward.
bear,
I rush
blonde
in.
bear.
So a couple of things is you get a good success on your survival. You notice that the tracks basically go up this thing. You think you can follow them for a while, but you can pick one set of these tracks to be your quarry, which means you get bonuses on tracking them, and then once you find this person, bonuses on damage against them. So
The unknown raccoon bear creature.
okay, so you pick the unknown raccoon bear creature as your quarry, and
Is that a new ranger thing?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
And you guys start making your way up this sort of switchback, very muddy now trail, watery and muddy trail going up the mountain. And if you take your time, the way is difficult, but not treacherous. Do you want to take your time, or do you want to kind of try to speed it up a bit?
Sounds like we might need to speed it up a bit, guys.
That's what I was thinking.
Listen, I'm good at a lot of things, and like a lot of things, but climbing is not one of those things I'm good at. So
Well, you take your time and then catch up with
well, that
us when
doesn't-
you're
that's
done.
very- What if you judge him before I get there? That would be.
Oh.
We'll stamp him.
But-
We'll let you know that he's been prejudged for you.
We'll,
I
hey,
promise
we'll
not
save
to
it for you.
judge.
we'll save some
I'm
for you.
alive in some respects.
I was told
I
I wouldn't
can't
tell a
not
lie. I
tell a
can't
lie.
promise I won't judge.
You could
All
say
right, so
zero strength.
Are we gonna try to rush a little bit, or I mean, I think that's what makes sense. Is that
I
we kind
will-
of skitter
I think
on.
we should.
We've definitely got motivation right now to
I
try to
will
figure
fall.
out what's going on.
Try, but I'll fall.
okay, so you guys are gonna rush up well, reasonably rush up the mountain.
Can
So
I like get our dwarfish friend who is very strong to help me, maybe, so I don't fall, maybe?
Sure.
yeah, maybe.
It's just gonna be a little light rush up the hill.
It's just like
It's a
I'm
slow
not-
montage, not a fast montage. It will be fine.
You could say in layman's terms, I have a 0 strength and dexterity, so any attempt to climb anything may end in me falling and dying.
Oh, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
That's the
Um,
oath.
Right,
So-
I'm judging this guy right now.
the cleric of it'll be fine. My favorite. I will guide myself preemptively then if we're doing this.
All right. So you guys rush it a bit. You're making it up the mountain. You get to the first switchback, to the second one. So far, no problem. It's a little slippery. The halfling does slip once, but no more than kind of a scratched up hands as his hands splosh into the ground. One of the things you notice as you go up the hill is it's still coming down raining, but a lot of the thunder has stopped, which is nice. But in its stead is you hear this banging in the distance. Like at first it's very faint, right? In fact, most of you are like, no, maybe that's just far off thunder. But as you start to go farther up the mountain, yeah, it's a definitely sort of rhythmic banging that's going on somewhere up ahead. And like I said, at first it's very faint, but it's like just bang, 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 and then it stops for a little bit, and then it comes back up. And as you reach the third or the fourth switchback, have everybody make a dexterity save.
Oh, great.
Brooks is
Whoa.
fine. The dwarf is not
Yeah,
fine.
Oh,
2B's fine. Tithis, what are you worried about,
I'm,
Halfling?
I'm
Right.
worried because it's a straight roll with no modifiers.
Yeah, but
And
that's,
then
that's part of your character. It's fine.
Yeah.
Are you saying all these things about modifiers and character?
No, I'm just. But it makes sense that my character would know that I am not strong nor dexterous in any capacity. All my strength is up here and not right here.
Well, let that guide you.
ooh. Alrighty, so as you're going up, you hit what looks like it's clear, but it's deceptively slick. Most of you get through as a big rush of water comes down. Unfortunately, Chara is swept off her feet, and she rolls down the hill about taking 6 bludgeoning damage.
Jeez.
Oh,
Not good.
That I grabbed that one rock and it came away in the rain. Fuck, that hurt.
Oh, Char Char,
Are you okay?
you need anything? Can I help you?
Not to be judged. Is what I need.
All right.
Climb back up to the rest of the group after my fall. Slightly embarrassed.
Listen, I know what you said, but I'm gonna judge you very slightly. And then with that, I will cast Healing Word on our dwarfish friend. Not
All right,
That
expend
you
it.
judgment felt better. I don't know what you did that one, but I'll take
I
that
will
judgment.
not
anytime.
expend it, but you get to
Here.
roll your recovery die, since I don't imagine it'll be.
You just
so-
saved yourself.
if
from
you
a
want
mood
to.
bench.
So keep in mind, Chara, you have 1 d10 recovery die. If you spend that now, you can't spend it again for any other healing that's not sacrificed or for a short rest. But you do have the opportunity to spend it now if you wish.
I do not wish to. Thank you.
All right.
Oh, fine, reject my healing.
You give the dwarven equivalent of a middle finger to your cleric and say, no, I am. I'm
I'll
an
be all
idiot."
right. I told you not to judge me.
Fine, whatever. Just you
It
both
felt good at first, but I changed my mind. It did something there at the end that made me feel uncomfortable.
Well, I'll save it for someone else and fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, no. Whatever.
I'll still stay behind you in case you slip. Although you may judge me to not be the one you want behind you.
Okay. Have I made it to the top?
Yeah, by the time that they're discussing the judgment's healing potential or lack therefore of, you guys have been traveling up the switchback for about an hour. You reach a spot where it kind of levels out into a kind of valley formation. The river itself has gotten, the stream has gotten quite larger and sort of cuts right through this valley. There are stones to either side, but what's very strange is you notice that flanking this river up ahead are these sort of twisting, billowing sections of this purple, it looks like mist, but it doesn't move with the wind. And there are motes and twinkles of light within this thing. Go ahead and make we'll call it a history roll. Yeah, or an arcana is fine as well if you'd rather do that.
Does alchemy help me at all with this?
To a certain degree, yeah, but only if you spend time.
Gotcha.
Oh, my history. I have so
Yeah.
much knowledge of this. That
Look
one.
at it.
You're like, all of you are like, oh, that's weird.
I can do a brief interruption really quick. So with the quarry, just so the rest of the party knows, since that's new for rangers, I had to refresh my memory. Oh my god, words are difficult today. My memory. I can choose a single creature.
Yep.
And I can track them.
Yep.
I'll go down to the important part. When you hit your quarry with a weapon attack, you gain a +2 bonus to that attack's damage until that creature hits 0 hit points. So,
that is correct.
Just so you guys know as I fumble through adding that.
Or you change your quarry. Yeah. You can spend I think a bonus action to change your quarry.
Is there a limit to how many times you can take a quarry in a day?
No, but you can only have one at a time.
I can take all the quarries I want in a day. Ooh.
Like that modification. That's great.
Okay, back to history. Thank you for letting me interrupt.
Yep. And so, yeah, you guys see all of this. So the one thing that all of you kind of realize when you look at this is you're not sure, but this is kind of the description you got of this strange glimmering that inundates this area, these strange patches of moted light. But some of you were a bit like, well, maybe that's not what that is. Maybe it's something else. But for the most part, you know that it's the glimmering, but all of a sudden you can't remember much of what you've heard about it. You're like, oh yeah, that's that weird stuff that's all around this place.
Listen, I know the guy told us not to touch it, but I specifically remember that I said I had to touch it, and I really do need to touch it. In no uncertain terms.
So you're just wandering with hands out towards
I'll take out like a flask to see if I can bottle some of it.
Okay. So yeah, with that, Tithys is moving towards one of the patches of the glimmering. Are you doing the right one or the left one, or do you care?
I'll do the left one.
Okay.
Oh, he would.
All right. So you're heading towards the left one. What's everybody else doing?
Watching.
We all dive into the right now.
All right. So the dwarf has just got his arms crossed.
Yeah.
And
I know this is something about it. But...
It seems like I want to stop him, but it seems like he's made up his mind.
I can't.
Okay.
Alrighty, Brixa, what are you gonna do?
Brix is like, she does what she does. And I wonder, I have my bow out, and I'm wondering between them to like see, like, is there anything behind them? Is there anything up ahead?
Okay. Well, that's good, because I was imagining all of you just sitting back as the cleric wanders off into the potentially dangerous thing. It's like, yeah, we don't need a cleric.
I'm an alchemist. I've drank things and smelled things that would have killed lesser men.
Alrighty, so is Tithys...
Are you a man or a woman?
I assumed I was a girl.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you just said, okay.
Oh. Killed a lesser hobbit then. Halfling. Okay. Shire folk.
So as Tithys makes her way towards the left-hand spot of this glimmering with flask in hand, Brixa is keeping watch. You do hear it's even louder. It's obviously coming from some point up the valley. Is that banging? At this point, you can hear it a lot more clear. It definitely sounds like metal on metal, just somebody, banging on something that's metal. And did you say you were leaning a bit towards? You were at the right, or kind of just keeping an eye out in between the two splotches of glimmering?
Yeah, I'm trying to stay kind of in the middle.
Okay, so Tithys is just about at that spot of the glimmering. Brixa, go ahead and make a perception. Okay. All right, Tithys, you make it. So basically you get a glimpse of what's beyond these two patches of glimmering. The river, the creek, the stream runs in between it. It's quite wide at this point, pretty shallow. fast moving. There's a group of rocks to your left, and up ahead you see just a bit of light that seems to be emanating from a cave up beyond. All right, Tithis, you are at the splotch of the glimmer. You're right outside.
Oh, shiny.
And as you get there,
How many feet is he like from us?
right now he's about 30, maybe 40 feet away from the rest of you.
Oh, okay.
She.
It's going to take me a little while to adapt. Yes.
I'm getting confused because I'm like, who is he?
Let's assume titties is a she. Because I said it in the session 0.
No, this is all on me.
Gender's a construct. Let's move on. And so as you get there, there's a couple of things you notice. Is one, the air around it has this kind of weird tinge of almost static electricity. The smell of kind of ozone, but as you get even closer, like, this smells bad. It smells like this weird mix of like rotting honey and mildew, and the taste kind of cloys to the back of your mouth a bit, right? It's just the hint of it right now, but it's like, oh,
I would like to kind of rush forward and hold out my quarterstaff and like kind of try to like block and be like, hey, it's kind of fun to watch you do this, but I don't know. You know, we were specifically warned and we agreed to an oath.
What kind of alchemist would I be if I didn't take the chance to?
You can be curious, maybe at a higher level.
A live one.
Yeah. What good is a dead alchemist?
Right.
I've had worse than this. If I had poisons and toxins and.
I do not know how this is going to help you achieve the primary goal, but I appreciate your secondary.
The secondary, you might call it a side quest.
Mm-hmm.
How about if we run into these bandits, we keep one of them?
Yeah, we just kill a bandit.
Them retrieve this for you, and just keep one alive. And then if they die, then
judgment is made at Mark.
As you're having this conversation in front of this bit of glimmering, and Brix is off to your right, basically in the pool. So the first thing you hear is this strange screech from up to the north, beyond this point. And then Brixa, you notice through the darkness sets of kind of the glowing eyes over by the rocks, and a rush of movement heading in your direction.
I would say that I would immediately respond by shooting my bow.
Okay, so you take out your bow. You're going to start firing. Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Boy, hell. Oh, hell yes.
High rollers today. Look at us.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's the glimmering. It's giving me powers.
Mm.
Did you roll?
I did.
Mm-hmm. The 17?
A natural.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Tithis has no needs for what you might call dexterity modifiers.
What are those? Why do you keep saying weird stuff like that?
No, it's scientific. It's specific. I'm gonna publish a book on it when I've finished my studies. It's the beginning stages. Just
all right, just so you know that, like, from the side of the fence, you sound crazy.
Char, what did you get?
Say that.
I got a 5.
5. Okay.
Since I'm not first in initiative, I have enough time to remove my Zuzu from my leather armor.
Alrighty, you remove your Zuzu from your armor and
Everything.
let it out.
Uh,
So Tithys, you are behind this thing or patch of the glimmering, but you hear the screeches, this strange howling that's coming towards you. You see Brixa not only take out her Suzu, but get her bow ready. What would you like to do? Right now, you don't see these creatures, but you know that they're somewhere beyond this patch of glimmering.
Let me. What do I guess I will hold a sacred flame for when something comes into range.
Okay, so you're going to ready an action for
Yeah.
once you see an enemy come into range, you're going to let off your sacred flame?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds great.
Nice.
Brixa.
It's me. I'm gonna go ahead and pull my bow back, hold my breath for 1 second, and shoot.
Okay, so in the weird bullet time of rangers, what you see approaching you as they come out into a place where you've got better vision on them is these are 4 baboons, and they are screeching bloody murder. And you're like, oh, the tracks, baboons. The other thing is each one of them holds a vial of something as they're running, as they're going. And then you notice a kind of a strange deformation on the lead baboon's back paws, and like a crack in its a crack in one of its toes, right, or toenails, claws, and everything else, and you realize that's your quarry.
All right. So I see all this. I've shot my arrow, and at this point, they're coming at us. So I scream, "We've got a barrel of monkeys up here!"
All right, and I'm going to
Sounds
take
like
it
fun.
you shot at your core at the lead, which is your quarry.
Is that a success? Do I roll damage?
Yeah, 12 will hit. So you hit it right dead on.
8 piercing.
8 piercing, and so you get it dead in the chest, which jerkily stops its movement and actually pushes it back a little bit. It's
Is that adding your extra quarry damage?
no.
Oh, that would be 10. Thank you.
Yeah, that would be 10.
See, this is why I have to tell the party things.
And so this so which makes this thing basically the vial it was holding rolls, flies out of its hand, goes boom, it blows up in the weird sort of reddish greenish flame that you saw burning the caravan. And it actually takes out, well, let's see if it takes out actually another one of the baboons lights on fire as it hits that baboon. So one baboon's dead, the other one's on fire right now, and the one that's on fire is still approaching.
And Brixa updates the group after her shot. We've got a
Okay.
flaming barrel of monkeys up here.
Can we can't see them yet, right? Just Brixa can.
Well,
Yeah,
now there are
Brixa's-
2 fires though at this point.
I mean,
right?
I'm giving you live updates.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
descriptive
With live
updates.
tweeting.
Yeah.
Everybody else is kind of, somewhat behind. It's a large spot of glimmering, and you notice that like no light penetrates this thing. So it might as well just be a big building at this point between you and them. But you hear things. Brixa fires off a bow. There's an explosion beyond. There's still this screeching. Brixa's yelling at you, "We've got a barrel of monkeys."
What the hell does that even?
Tubi, it's your turn.
And so I do not see any fire.
Where you are on the other side of the glimmering, you don't see any fire. You do hear the explosion. I mean, you probably see a flash of light over to your right, somewhere beyond the glimmering.
Okay. Then in that direction, we'll do something no one's going to predict and cast Eldritch Blast. very successfully. Clearly, that's an 8 to hit,
Alrighty.
and an incredible 1 for that damage it will inherently take.
So you're not even moving, you're just firing Eldritch Blast in that direction?
Yes.
All right. So yeah, you fire Eldritch
Okay.
Blast in that direction. It whizzes, not so close that it's a danger past Brixa, and you hit absolutely nothing.
Yeah. So, well, don't do what I did, kids. I'm pretty freaked out.
Move it a little closer, Toby.
All right. Do you want to stay in your current location?
No, I want
Or
to
do you
move a
wanna
little
move
closer.
Okay. Okay. So you move a bit closer. You're also in the middle of the screen, and you do you want to move basically towards where Brixa is, or do you want to go around the other way on the Glimmering?
Oh, I will go towards my party member
Okay.
as
So you
far
can-
as I possibly can. If it ends up
Yeah.
being further, whatever.
Yeah, you make it to you can make it to Brixa, no problem at this point. And now you basically see what Brixa is: this rush of 3 baboons, 1 on fire, the other 2 not, as they head to your location.
Should have moved first. Had a whole plan.
And in fact, like you round that corner, get next to Brixa, and they are up upon you. So one is going to. This is one of the ones that.
Does their movement at all provoke my readied Sacred Flame? Or I can't see
From where you are? Yeah, I'll give you, well, it's Sacred Flame, so you don't have to worry about, I was going to say cover, but you don't need to do that. Yeah, you see the first one that's about to attack Brixa, like almost a flash between where you can see Brixa and where the Glimmering sort of blocks it. So yeah, go ahead and do your
I
ready
need a
action.
death save from. They're probably good at those, but that's what I need. What is that?
It's
It's
a
a
4.
low roll.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was
that's a low roll.
awesome. Thank you, Baboon. So that's a D8 radiant damage. Roll that real quick. 6 radiant damage. Just like
Oh.
out of the corner of my eye, just drop a radiant hammer on its head.
So yeah, your radiant hammer comes dropping on its head. This thing is leaping up, is just about to tear into Brixa, and your divine judgment in the form of a sacred hammer comes down and smashes it to the ground dead.
I go solid boink.
You're
Way to
welcome.
boink it in the head.
This does not dissuade the other 2 baboons from trying to attack the person who just killed their friend with an arrow. So the next one comes and leaps towards Brixa, and that, I believe, is going to hit.
That will hit.
Alrighty, and that is going to.
Low rolling, low rolling, low rolling.
Yeah.
That's going to be a -1, so that's 2 damage as this thing bites you.
All right.
But it's a cordyceps bite, so now
Oh.
you're going to become a.
And then the last one, the one that's on fire, has the good sense to lob its alchemist fire before the fire, basically it sees the fire reaching up into its arm, and so it's going to lob that alchemist fire at Tubi. And miss. It goes flying off, explodes, and then it's going to take some fire damage, but it's still alive. So there's 1 baboon left. It is burning. And Chara, it is your turn.
I will. I'm still.
Oh,
Back
there's 2
here.
baboons left. Yeah.
I'll go the opposite way from Tubi around the Glimmering in hopes to flank whatever's going on up ahead.
Okay.
Is that something I can close that gap in 1 turn? Do I get an attack or?
You make it around, and you are still about 4 to 5 squares away. from the rest. So you could take a dash and get there and hope for next round, or you can keep
I'll
your
hold
position.
here as
Okay.
opposed to getting right up on them and giving them the opportunity to attack me.
All right. Tithis, it's your turn.
Cool. How far away are they from me?
From you right now, they're about 5 squares.
Gotcha. I can move that. So I'll go around the glimmering and run up to help Brixa.
Okay.
I will cast the spell that the inflict wounds.
Okay. So you're going to cast Inflict Wounds.
Not going to expend it. Just in case.
What's that?
I'm not going to expend it. They seem very weak and frail.
Well, you don't have to choose that until you actually.
Oh yeah, you're right about that. That's true. That is true. Let's see how I do. I really need to set this thing up. What is my plus to hit? It's plus 5, right? No, plus 6. There we go. Oh, fantastic.
Ooh, nice hit.
Nice.
Still will not expend it though.
Hell, fair.
I'm just kidding. I only have 2. I can't afford this. Yeah, so D10. Perfect. Sorry, I've never played a cleric. Oh,
All right. So yeah, the necrotic energy leaches from your hand into this baboon, and it shrivels up and dies, leaving the last baboon, who is still on fire, has thrown his alchemist fire. And Brixa, it is your turn.
All right. So there's one the one right in front of me, or the only one that's left is right in front of me, or is it a distance?
The one that's right in front of you just shriveled up and died after the cleric touched him. The other one is about 2 squares away and is on fire.
Okay. I am going to come in with my light hammer, and I'm gonna go in and try and knock it upside its head.
Okay.
Oh wait, sorry, that's short bow. Please ignore that. Wrong button.
Got it.
Here we go. Light hammer.
All right, you're gonna hit. And
Pretty light.
Yeah.
I forgot to do the bonus action to change Corey. Can I still do that before?
well, it's only got 2 hit points. So
Okay. All right. So don't worry about it. So I come in and whoop, right upside its flaming head.
Right upside its flaming head, it goes flying off into the side, except for the rain and the banging up in the distance. And at this point, all of you can see that there's a cave entrance, probably, your guess is maybe 20, 30 yards away. And it seems you're pretty certain that that's where this banging is coming from.
Can we search the bodies of these baboons? Like, do they have cool clothing, or they have any garment, like anything interesting on them?
They kind of there's a couple of the baboons that have weird piercings. One wears a kind of a gaudy vest made out of leather and beads and stuff. One has a bandana. They've got some. They're well. Go ahead and Brixa, go ahead and make a nature check.
Guidance.
Brooke, so
so-
all these baboons are from a grindcore band.
Right.
I've heard stories of a baboon with lots of necklaces that go clink, 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 clink.
So yeah, you remember something that you heard before, that the goblins in this area they keep pets of a type of baboon that's referred to as goblin baboons. In fact, now you think about it, it's like, of course, those were the tracks that I saw. I couldn't place it at the time. And the goblins in this area tend to dress these baboons in all sorts of things. The baboons seem to like it, and so that's what you think you're seeing here. Is these are goblin pets of some sort.
I didn't find a bear or a panda or a raccoon. I believe these tracks are in fact the baboon. And then I go to the original quarry with the claw that's like broken, and I yank up its leg. I go, see, very confusing, very confusing.
Sure, totally. I think I speak for everyone here when I say that we need some of these pets. These guys are awesome. I want to.
And I think they just wear pantaloons, but they don't have treasure. I believe that's only the goblins, their masters. So
what they wear as long as it'll like help me do things, you know.
Yeah. So let's go kill some goblins.
Alrighty.
Or
Sounds like a plan.
So as you do actually find one intact vial of alchemist fire that wasn't able to be thrown by the goblins or the goblin balloon. So
I pick it up and I bring it over to TT, and I go, "You had a solid bonk, and then you did that other that you had that solid shrivel. So I believe this should go to you."
Thank you. I appreciate it. I like me some alchemist fire. Unless anyone else, you know, I've got other things I can throw at people. If you,
This seems like it belongs in your hands.
I'll put it to good use.
If it'll keep you away from the glimmering for a moment, I'm great with this.
Only a moment. Only a moment.
It's like a Rubik's Cube.
It's nagging at the back of my
Just
head.
distract you for a minute.
And then I'm now excited about finding whatever's ahead. So I'm headed towards the cave where the light is.
okay. You start to head towards the cave where the light is, and we will save that for next time.
All right.
As we end session 2 of A Dark and Stormy Night. Just for folks out there, a number of us are going to be at GaryCon next weekend, so there will be no stream next weekend or next Friday, but the Friday after that, we will continue on with A Dark and Stormy Night towards its conclusion.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, GaryCon's gonna be fun.
Yeah, GaryCon is going to be fun.
Indeed played.
Sure. I am jealous of you all for sure.
I will not be at GaryCon.
But
No
we're
one
not-
invited me.
We'll
No
be
one
here.
invited me.
Yeah, well, thanks for a great stream. And as Stephen said, we'll be skipping next week, but we'll be back the week after to conclude A Dark and Stormy Night. And we hope to see you all at GaryCon if you're going to be there. And excited about launch in 13 days. So
Yeah.
it's coming up fast.
It is.
Well, with that, we will see you all next time.
Good gaming, everybody. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
Good for me.
Adventurers, GRIPNR is giving you the D and delivering a brand new campaign. Welcome to the Glimmering, the world's first 5e tabletop role-playing game on the blockchain. Beginning March 30th, make your NFT hero from our Genesis collection of playable characters. And start kicking ass at play.gripnr.com. Search the hall for a table with your favorite game master. Connect with fellow adventurers. Play the game and etch your place in history when your progress is recorded on chain. Whether you're a noob or a seasoned pro, there's a quest waiting for you. So what the f*** are you waiting for? Kick down the door and take what's yours. At play.gripnr.com.